Today we're going to be looking at a special board called the Bonefish by AIPA. Now it's special because at the time of filming this, the board hadn't been released, so I got to preview it before it actually hit the market. So a huge shout out to SurfTech and Duke for letting me borrow this, and especially because I actually held it for a very long time because the surf was terrible during the period, and I happened to have my surfer's ear surgery, which left me out of the water for 3 weeks. But they told me to hold on to it until I had a good day on it, and unfortunately the good day never materialized. But you know, for the sake of this review, I'm going to show you how it did in pretty bad conditions. Now, something I learned is that the bonefish is one of the fastest fish in shallow waters. The bonefish, for its size, is likely one of the fastest fish in the water. And I believe that's the reason why he named it this. And this board actually mimics the outline of the fish, which is pretty cool. SurfTech has a lot of different technologies: Tough Light, dual core. This particular one is in carbon, which it's not as light as something like a dark arts board, but it's definitely more durable. I didn't see any pressures on this board after surfing it for the length of time I did, or having it, gotten it from a pro who had surfed it before me. So definitely more durable. And so if you just want a long-lasting board, this is probably a good option in terms of carbon. So AIPA says this board excels in punchy beach breaks like Newport, but I never got the opportunity for that type of surf. So I apologize that most of the waves here are going to look a little mushy and small. But the board did really well. Even though it's soft and mushy, it was very responsive, generated speed, and maybe because I rode it one size probably bigger than what I would want to ride, it got me through a lot of flat sections. And so definitely a good groveler. Now, although I didn't have a very good surf day, I did get occasionally a good wave. And yes, when this wave got punchy or bigger, the board definitely excelled. When I look at this board, I see characteristics of the Neckbeard 2, the wide square tail. Now, this board actually has a slightly softer tail. It's a little bit more rounded, kind of diamond-y, which I think is a little bit more forgiving than the Neckbeard 2, but it still has the benefits of the speed and possibly the air release, because this little tiny wave, I had, maybe medium speed, but I got so much pop off it surprised me. At this point, if I ever stomp that landing, I think I'll cry just out of happiness. I don't know. I was almost to the point where I want to just stop trying because I feel like I'm wasting waves, but I don't want to surrender to that old adage, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I definitely want to learn new tricks. Now, Duke recommends you ride this as a quad using the DNA sequencers by Naked Viking Surf. Those are pretty much very wide pivoty front fins with smaller trailer fins. And I thought it worked really well. But personally, when I tried different sets of fins, it went better for me as a 2+1. And I wish I had the ahis, but I don't. So I ended up using the Taylor Knox, and that went exceptionally well. Oh, if you want to know which fins I'm surfing, the sunny day is the Taylor Knox, and the overcast day is the sequencers by AIPA. Definitely for me, the Knox worked better in the smaller conditions, but when it did get a little bit bowlier, I probably prefer the sequencers. I wanted to do a rocker comparison. If you see my other videos, you'll or familiar with the fact that I do kind of a rocker silhouette comparison. And I know I took pictures of this board, but I can't seem to find it. So unfortunately, I don't have it to compare. But it's pretty standard, medium entry, medium exit. I would say it's really comparable to the White Tiger. So overall, I found this board to be excellent. Even in small waves, it was above good. So I was super happy with it, and I just wish I had it on better days. So again, Thank you so much, SurfTech. Thank you so much, Duke. You guys are awesome. Now, if you don't know, SurfTech is basically a technology company. They'll take shapes and designs from people like Duke and then put it into their different constructions, the construction that probably will fit the board the best. Over your lifetime, you've probably surfed one. I am a huge fan of their E2 dual core, as well as now their carbon, and I hope I get the opportunity to surf more boards from them, as well as Duke. So one last thing I just want to mention is, a lot of times I find myself really, whether I love a board, like a board, or hate a board, is totally based on how it tic-tacs. And this board here, as you can see through the small stuff, it was just so fluid and projected so well. So I really like this board. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, and until the next one.